Tonight for our in-depth coverage, we're looking at the You Decide 2026 race. Yeah, already here, former Broken Arrow State Senator Mike-Mazzei announced last week he is running for governor. The conservative Republican picked up an endorsement by Eastern Oklahoma Republican Congressman Josh Brecheen as he starts his battle for the GOP nomination. I asked Mazzei to stop by and speak with me unedited about his plans for Oklahoma's future. Joining me on the program today, not only for the first time, but also for the first time since he announced his run for governor, is State Senator Mike-Mazzei. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
I always ask folks, but since you've run for office before, what got you off the couch? What got you off the couch this time to throw your hat in the ring for governor?
Well, we really believe, Rick, that Oklahoma's destiny is to be a land of growth and opportunity for our kids and our grandkids right here in the middle of the heartland, where we treasure Judeo-Christian values and we like each other and neighbors are good to each other, but we've got some problems that just need addressing. Schools aren't working right now. Only 20% of 8th graders can read. We've got some competitive disadvantages that are causing us, because of our outdated tax code, to lose jobs and population growth opportunities to other states. We've wasted hundreds of millions of dollars on wasteful green energy projects. And right here in conservative Oklahoma, we've adopted some far too liberal laws that have allowed retail theft to become a misdemeanor. And we've got thugs from some of these gangs walking in and out of our stores with duffel bags full of stolen goods. So I come from a transformative era of reform-minded, conservative fixes, and we want to bring some common sense solutions to fix some of these problems so our kids have a wonderful place to grow up and raise a family.
You did serve in the Stitt administration, and I'm wondering, does that mean you're going to keep the course going, keep the train on the track here, or do you have your own vision for Oklahoma?
Well, some great things we did in the 2 years I was part of Governor Stitt's cabinet as the finance guy was this emphasis on having an appropriate amount of reserves and not overspending when we had good tax receipts. We initiated and orchestrated, with the help of our friends in the legislature, the first time in Oklahoma history, Rick, where we put extra money into the state savings account above and beyond what was constitutionally required to sort of drip in there on a regular basis. That got us to $1 billion for the first time in history, and fortunately so, because when COVID hit, we needed every dime to get through it. One of the landmarks of that has been consistency in the legislature and the Stitt administration from a finance basis to try to rein in government spending and grow reserves for the next rough cycle, which will inevitably occur. So we definitely like the legacy of fiscal responsibility. We want to turbocharge that, if you will, though, going forward, because there's still some waste and efficiencies in the state budget that we think can come down dramatically, and we can use those savings to increase teacher pay and cut taxes.
Your top issue, one of your top issues that you just mentioned, is education, and I'm wondering,
absolutely,
how do you feel State Superintendent Walters is performing as his job, and would you have made recent board changes like the governor did?
Well, I like some of Superintendent Walters' ideas. Frankly, I would handle a lot of the governing aspects quite differently. Suffice it to say, what we think most important, Rick, is dealing with this problem that only 20% of our eighth graders can read proficiently, according to the nation's report card statistics that just came out a few weeks ago. That is completely unacceptable. And we've got some models in some other states where if you hire a statewide literacy director and you dedicate millions and millions of dollars to reading specialists and tutors, and we use that emphasis to disassociate ourselves from these, disaster of word-based reading that some liberal professors thought was cool because we could get kids to memorize a bunch of words instead of learning phonics. Literally in the state of Mississippi, they adopted all that I just said. and they went from 50th in reading outcomes to 21st. And we're still 49th. So that's what I want to focus on in education, because we've got to get these kids of ours prepared for either college or career, vocational skills, because we want Oklahoma kids to be leaders in the world and striving to be the absolute best they can be.
Big talk right now at the Capitol is Oklahoma should not have an income tax. Maybe tomorrow or 20 years from now.
Love that idea.
I was going to ask, would you continue the path to zero?
Well, I'm a finance guy, and obviously we have to pay our bills. We want teachers to be top paid in the region. We need to take care of our roads in line with the major reforms we did when I was in the state Senate, and we certainly need to help our law enforcement officers more so than we're doing now. Having said that, our tax code is way outdated, and we're losing opportunities to other states through true tax reform, where we wipe out stuff in the system that are deductions or credits that just aren't necessary anymore, or exemptions for this, or special deals for these political fat cats. We can bring the tax rate down and still pay our bills. We've got a well thought out plan that in 3 phases over a series of years, in collaboration with the legislature, we can get Oklahoma to be a no income tax state.
One of the big things we've been seeing is a public dispute between the governor's office and the tribes. How do you see, if you become governor, your relationship with the tribes? Does it need repairs? Should there be separation that we've kind of seen over the last 7 years?
Our Native American friends in Oklahoma should be seen and heard when discussing the critical issues that face Oklahomans. I have great respect for our citizen tribal members. I have great respect for their leaders, and as governor, my focus will be fostering relationships, collaborative relationships, and collaborative solutions with these leaders, so we get big wins for Oklahoma. It's far better to negotiate and work through some of the difficult complexities when you've got, the state of Oklahoma, and then you've got 39 sovereign tribes. But we all want the same thing: better schools for our kids, safer communities, and great jobs. And that'll be my commitment as governor of the state of Oklahoma.
We're about a year and some change out from the primary. What are you doing the next year or so to get your name out there? Because some have already started launching. I think some have a month and a half head start on you at least.
Yeah, we've got 15 months to go, and we're real excited, Rick, that we've already been all over the state in Enid and Ponca City and Lawton and Bartlesville and Claremore, and if we haven't been to your city, we're coming soon. And we're getting wonderful enthusiasm and wonderful support, because conservative Republicans want a true reform-minded, lifelong conservative Republican that wants to fix things with common sense and solutions, and not the watered down stuff that doesn't actually accomplish anything. So we're gonna work super hard to visit and communicate with people all over the state, and we hope they give us a good look, and we think that's going to lead to some amazing results.
Senator, we'll be watching. I'm out of time. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having me,
it.
Rick.